Not playing Rook is like not picking up a $50 bill you walk by on the street. Let's be honest. The first person that isn't you that sees that is going to pick it up. That said, if you're not playing Rook in Marathon, you are voluntarily leaving money on the table. There's absolutely no risk. There's no buy-in. There is, however, a tiny downside, and we're going to get into that a little bit later in the video. Overall though, Rook is literally printing money, and most players are ignoring it because they think they're quote-unquote too good. What's up, beautiful people? I'm Cam, aka Kalua. Today, we're talking about Rook in Marathon, and why you should take advantage of everything Rook has to offer. Whether it be partaking in Rook genocide, or teaming up with the other Rooks to hunt the normie shells, you're going to be in for a real treat. I implore you to use proximity chat. I truly think this shell specifically is going to open up a lot of hilarious scenarios. Rook is going to be more than a down bad shell. He's going to be a change of pace. Sometimes, in extraction shooters, you don't want to go balls to the wall all the time. Rook is going to offer you some peace of mind. Not having to worry about putting together a kit and losing said kit is such a huge relief. And you never know what you're going to find in your next match. This is how Rook works. With Rook, you load into the match a little bit differently than the other shells. For starters, you can only solo queue. You cannot choose your own kit, and you cannot progress the factions while playing as Rook. The largest difference, though, is that you're going to spawn in at different times and into an ongoing match. That means you could get into a match with no one in it. Or you could drop into a match with everyone alive and be royally... If you're familiar with Tarkov, this is quite literally the same thing as a scav. Either way, Rook is going to be able to write his own destiny. I think at this point, you're starting to see what Rook truly has to offer. This is where your ego hopefully doesn't take over. Listen, man, I get it. You don't think you're going to have problems with money in Marathon. But let's face the reality. Rook will likely be on a cooldown. So, if you're not using him on cooldown, or at least here and there, you are literally burning free money. For a lot of you, this is going to be your first extraction shooter. Or maybe second. These games are not very friendly, especially when the devs themselves are pushing PvP. You hit a few death streaks, and now you're quickly looking down the barrel of being poor. You start throwing dumpster fire kits together to try and stop the bleeding. But as you get further and further down the rabbit hole, you spiral even harder. Eventually, you have nothing. Just lose the ego and play Rook. Rook is the difference between having zero money after those streaks and still having a safety net. Trust me, you're going to like having the comfort. And here's the part people don't think about. From an educational perspective, Rook is top tier. In addition to a money-making machine, Rook is going to provide you with the ability to learn the game, free of charge. Again, you risk absolutely nothing. Who cares if you go in and die? The only thing you're risking is the loot you were given for free. And even if you do die, you still gained all of the knowledge that match had to offer. There's a reason that players in Tarkov tell you that you're truly not playing the game until you're 2 to 3k hours in. It is because of experience. Experience, in this genre, is worth more than raw loot. Eventually, that experience and knowledge is going to turn into loot. The more silly ways you die and the more places you die, the more you react to those locations your next time on the map. You remember those deaths. You learn from those deaths. And those deaths will inevitably, without you realizing it, help you learn Marathon. Now, to be fair, Rook does have one slight downside. You don't progress quests while playing him. As we learn Marathon, this is probably going to matter much less because we naturally become more efficient and optimize everything out of the game. Quests are going to be ways to increase the strength of your runner shells through factions. Each faction is going to offer different quests and different strengths. We don't have a lot of this data, but I expect it'll be quite impactful. Either way, something to keep in mind when determining how you want to spend your night. You're probably asking yourself, is Rook for me? And that's the beauty of Rook. He is for everyone. If you don't need the money and want to have a more relaxed run, use your Rook cooldown. I think Rook is being severely underestimated. He's going to add an additional layer of fun that other runner shells can't offer based off of the way he spawns in and his abilities. I mean, the homie can literally blend in with UESC robots and wait for his moment to pounce. Let's imagine this scenario. You're sitting there in a group of UESC robots with 2 other rooks, all blended. A real group of runner shells runs up and start engaging the robots. You guys flank them, using proximity chat to communicate and end their lives. You risked absolutely nothing through a free kit and turned it into a full purple kit, free of charge. That is how friendships form. That is how love for a game forms. I can't wait to see the clips coming out of you bozos. So yeah, not playing Rook? What a silly decision. If you made it this far, thank me later for being rich. Not because Rook is broken. Not because he's overpowered. But because he is quite literally fun. And when you're having fun, you're going to make that sweet, sweet dough. I'll see you on Tau Ceti, runners.